Shalom Israel. I'd like to say all praises to YAHAWAH.SHIDOUBLE. Double honors to the elders of GMS. Shalom to the elect men out there pushing the truth, sincerity. And today's lesson I'm going to get into is we learn through sorrows, okay? So the first scripture reads, Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 3. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better. Right? So, I mean, it says sorrow is better than laughter. And why is that? Because when you're going through more sorrows, you learn more than when you're actually laughing all the time and having a good time, okay? I mean, and it's a balance between all of that, because you learn from laughter too. But when you're really going through sorrows, you meditate on things more, okay? You really try to pinpoint out, oh, why did this happen? Or why did that happen? All right? But when you're in moments of laughter, you might peep something like, oh, that was a good point, or that was some nice wisdom. But when you actually sit back and you're going through things through your mind, through certain situations, you just like, damn, like, you know what I mean? Why did this happen to me? Why did that happen to me? You know what I'm saying? You know, like for instance, you know what I mean? You could be just coming into the truth or whatever, you know what I mean? And, you know, you got your girl and shit from the world. Now you went to the truth, so you're a different man. You're a new man. She don't really know who you are. You know what I mean? So all of a sudden she start flipping on you. I mean, for months, y'all going through constant hell when she don't want nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? But you enduring that, you going through all those sorrows, you building yourself up, through the knowledge of these scriptures. You learning about a woman, how to deal with the woman. You knowing that they ain't for this truth, they ain't about this truth, and they utterly against the Israelite man. They against the man of righteousness. So as you going through those tribulations with her, you keep it quiet, you stand silent, you learning these scriptures, you building yourself up. So now, all of a sudden, when she want to come running back to you, trying to smooth things out, you don't really give a damn about all that. You know what I mean? If she still want to dwell with you, all right, but you ain't on it like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't really care too much no more. Because before, you just fresh coming out of the world. So you had more emotions to you. But through her through her throwing all that shade towards you, now you become kind of heartless towards her. Now, I mean, your emotions get numb, man. And that's how you want to be. Your emotions supposed to be numb as far as the truth. Because we supposed to go off the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and not according to our feelings and emotions, man. So you learn more through sorrows. And when our people really at the top of their game or whatever, we ain't really dwelling on the Most High. We ain't thinking about the Most High. We put them off, man. We putting the Most High to the side, man. All right. The next scripture is Ecclesiastes chapter. It's Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 1. It says, remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Right, so we supposed to dwell with the Lord in our early days, man. Okay, and that's why a lot of the men across the four corners is young in the spirit, man. Okay, we worshiping the Lord in the days of our youth, and it said don't put them off into the days when you say you don't have no more pleasure in the world, because that's how it is. Too, now like another good example of with these wicked ass women, you'll have a woman coming up, growing up, you know what I'm saying? She'll be a hoe all her damn life, and when she get like 40, 45 years old, now she want to say oh, I think I'm gonna settle down. You know what I mean? But you wasn't thinking about none of that when you was out there partying all your life. Now you 40, 45 years old, her fucking titty sagging, bags under her eyes. You trying to go to church to find the man of the Lord, all right? But that shit don't work out the way you plan. You know what I mean? And she wound up bitter as hell in sorrow, man. And now she thinking to herself like, damn, I should have been thinking about this instead of having fun all those years. I should have took things more seriously, you know? And that's how it is with this truth, man. So we got to take things seriously and consider things now, man. And while we going through these sorrows, because this is straight hell we living in. So this is sorrows that we living in, that we constantly going through, and which we're supposed to be trying to build ourselves up, man. Okay? Because the Most High is molding our character to the men that He wants us to be. All right? And we have to realize that through these sorrows and afflictions, and dwell and meditate on them, man. Okay? The next scripture is Ecclesiastes chapter 11 verse 9. Rejoice, O young man, in thy youth, and let thy heart cheer thee in the days of thy youth, and walk in the ways of thine heart, and in the sight of thine eyes. But know thou that for all these things the Most High will bring thee into judgment. Right, so, you know what I mean? And that goes for Now when we was in our past life, when we was in the world. Take for instance somebody, know what I mean, who was out there, you know what I mean, slinging drugs on the corners or whatever. You know what I mean, they was rejoicing all the days of their youth. You know what I mean, they may have came across a camp or two, you know what I'm saying, might have got some knowledge from them here and there, might have listened to the word while they was on their way passing through, but what, they continue to go on with their wickedness, you know what I mean, living in their own eyesight. But then they get caught up in a situation, now they bagged in jail, damn, behind bars. Now they really got the time to think to themselves like, yo, what them brothers was saying on the corners, they was actually right. I mean, now he's learning through the sorrow, through the affliction that the Lord put him in, man. All right, but when he was out there, out in the world, he wasn't dwelling on none of that. So now the Lord bust his ass and humbled him, I mean, so that he can realize that he needs the Most High. Because that's what the Most High going to do to you, man. All right, if he really love you, all right, he's gonna chasten you, and he's gonna show you the error in your ways so that you can be closer unto him, all right? Because when we out in the world, or just in general, I mean, like, the people got a lot of pride, man. So what the Lord got to humble you in order for him to save you, man, because you're not going to try to recognize him on your own will. So he got to show you his power and his might so that you can be humble and that you can serve him, man. All right? And the next scripture I got here is Job chapter 22 verse 29, and it says, when men are cast down, then thou shalt say, there is lifting up, and he shall save the humble person. Right? So when men are cast down from that high and mighty, that dollar high that they on, or from that high pride that they on, whatever type of lifestyle they living, and when they cast down, the Most High lifts them up. You know what I mean? Because now they humble, so now they dwelling with the Most High. Okay, are they thinking on the ordinance of the Most High and giving him reverence? And our people is good for that, man. Going through certain things, and then they want to pay homage to the Most High. You know what I mean? And I'm a witness to that myself, because I was doing that when I was in the world, you know? And I would acknowledge the ways of the Lord, and I would call unto the Lord for help, and he would help me. And I would recognize that the Lord would help me, but then what? Still living in my own wickedness right after that, go back and do what I want to do, man. All right? But the scriptures say, don't put off from day to day, man. All right? So we supposed to dwell with the Lord, and we supposed to learn through these sorrows so that we can be closer unto the Most High. All right? Next scripture I got is, something just came to mind for me to grab. Is, Psalms chapter 138, verse 6. Though the Lord be high, yet he have respect unto the lowly, but the proud he knoweth afar off. Right, so that's how it goes, man, with pride. I mean, the Most High don't know a person with pride, man. All right? But when he knows, though he be high, he knows those who are low and of a humbling of a meek spirit, man. Okay, so the Most High ultimately got to humble you and put you through certain situations for you to give him reverence, man. For you to acknowledge him, man. Because he shows his strength through our weakness, man. Matter of fact, let me grab that scripture real quick. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9. And he saith unto me, and this is Paul speaking, and he saith unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee. My strength is made perfect in weakness. So at the times when we at the lowest moments, you know what I mean, that's when we really need the Most High, and he can really show us his power. Because like I said before, we're not trying to acknowledge the power of the Lord once we doing good, all right? That's why it's good for us to be at a very low state, man, all right? But these crackers and these other motherfuckers at the top of the society, they very prideful, man. And they said before, and the scripture say, before pride coming for fall, man, okay? So he shows his strength through our weaknesses when we're down and out, that we need the Most High. And that's what we have to recognize on a daily, that we need the Most High. That's what the rest of our nation need to understand, but they won't. That we need the Most High, and that it's good for him to put us through these sorrows and through these afflictions, all right? And, a quick, testimonial real quick, because I don't really like to use myself in too many examples, but, I mean, it's relevant to this situation, I wasn't, going off none, but there's a time when I was in the truth, and it happened like sometime last year or whatever, things was real hectic for me, and I just started praying to the Most High, like, I just need some time to myself, I need to clear my head, so on and so forth, And what the Most High wound up put me in a situation, you know what I mean? And you know, I happen to be, you know, backed up on you know, child support or whatever, you know what I mean? And this is my first time, you know, going through this situation. Like, I had child support, you know what I mean, like since I was like, you know, younger, like for 10 years or whatever. And, you know, I never went through the situation, but all of a sudden now what, I'm in the truth, my child support done skyrocketed, and now I actually get locked up for it, you know what I mean? And had to spend the weekend, you know what I mean, in the county jail or whatever, you know? And what I realized is that when I prayed to the Most High, that he answered my prayers. He gave me time, but he put me in a sorrowful situation. He put me in that cell for that weekend so that I could have time to myself, so that I can humble myself more and I could dwell more on his ordinances, man. And that what ultimately increased my faith, increased my love of the Lord, and I recognize more of his glory, man. Because he showed me his strength through my weakness, man. And he showed me that I'm going to learn more through my sorrows, man. Okay, so that's what it's all about, man. But it's a balance with all things, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's good to laugh, you know what I mean? You know, because it's a balance with everything. But ultimately, what? We learn more through sorrows, brothers. Okay, so when the times, when, you know what I mean, tribulation is hitting you real hard, man, dive into these scriptures, man. Dive deep into these scriptures, man. And talk to the Lord. Constantly pray to the Lord, man. And he'll let you know what's going on. He'll let you know what's up. And he's going to be there for you because he never forsake the righteous, man. Okay? So with that, I'd like to say, all praise to YAHAWAH.DOUBLE. Double honors to the elders of GMS. Shalom to the elect men out there pushing truth, sincerity. Shalom, death to America.